Scotch tape or power and water, your customers are not everybody. You're not trying to sell to everyone. And when you first start your business, and I'm guilty of this included, you might have a message that's way too general, way too far and wide. And you're excited about your business. You have experience or a certain gift. You might feel compelled or called to create a service in the world, a product you can't wait to sell people. And so you just want to blast that message out and say, oh, I'm going to shine my light so bright. Can't wait until I attract all the right customers. And then, where is everybody, right? Where did all those people go? I'm telling everybody how awesome I am, and I know I've got this thing to share. But it's just like fishing. So if you think about having a message like a net, and you cast it really far and really wide, what happens when you spread a net apart? The webbing gets further and further apart. And so when you cast your net so wide, not only are you losing marketing time and dollars and not being specific enough, but all those fish just kind of go right through. They might go, oh yeah, that's kind of something I sort of see, but it doesn't really seem like it's for me. It doesn't resonate. So when you get more specific about who your ideal customer is and you learn how to cast your net in a really specific way, your net stays together and it captures exactly the audience that you're trying to attract. Maybe a big fish will get in, maybe a little fish will get in, and you'll really get to experience a more full spectrum of who those customers are. You're not going to say, oh, I picked my ideal avatar to be a woman between the ages of 30 and 50, and she lives in this house and she makes this much money, and you don't resonate with that. You're not going to turn people away, but when you know who you're trying to work with, you are sending out that signal in a resonance that they can hear. And so they see that net, they want to get in it, they can't wait. They know that what you've got is what they need. And so how do you do this? How do you define who that customer is? And you know it's important, you know it's worth your time. So think about, yes, the specifics of, do you want to work with men or women and age groups and all those things that seem kind of shallow. But it's really not when you go to the deeper level of what are their values? What challenges do they have that only you can solve? So when you look at that and you think about how what you've got to give actually really helps somebody, it helps you send the right message. So one of the exercises that I talk about in my DIY copy kit, which is my online freebie giveaway, I know a couple of you have it, is imagine yourself in a conference room full of your ideal customer. I mean, give me the mic, right? Like, hey, I'm over here, let me tell you all about me, but hi, come on in. So we're talking about ideal customer in here. Yeah, but really then get very specific. Think about talking with just one person that's your ideal customer. And when you do that, you're not only able to really figure out your tone and language, how do you talk to that person? Is it clever and funny and light and jovial? Is it serious? Do you use technical language? Is it jargon? Do you need to simplify things and make it more accessible? So picturing that avatar and knowing where you can find them, who those people are specifically, and then how you speak to them and what challenges they have really helps you start to formulate that message that's going to be the right message for your mission. Am I okay on time? Okay, so in imagining that conversation, remember it's a conversation. So pretend you're listening to that person as well. You're not just blabbing, telling them all about how much you rock, even if you really do. Think about what they would say. Like, this is how I found you online. I was searching at 12 o'clock at night for this answer to my problem. And maybe it's just a product you sell. You sell beautiful gifts and they wanted to find something special for someone. You sell a service and you know that when you market to their challenge, that when they search for you, they're gonna go, oh, I found you. It's a whole lot easier to sell to someone when you're not selling to everyone. When you can say, here's what I provide you, and that's what they've been looking for, they don't feel sold to. They go, oh, I can breathe, I see you, this is amazing. And so one last thing, as you're defining who this customer is, if there's no other reason other than it's efficient for your marketing dollars and time, it makes things a whole lot easier for your business. You know exactly what to write and sell. If not for no other reason, think about what you're doing by creating your own business. You're creating your ideal job, your dream job, hopefully. Otherwise, it'd probably be easier to work for somebody else. So if your whole thing, your whole jam is to get up in the morning and say, I'm creating this business, I have this product, and I'm serving it to these people, who do you want to spend your time with? It doesn't matter if you like what you do. If you hate the experience, you stick with people who you create wonderful relationships with, who stand up and say, yeah, I believe in what you do. Yeah, I want to pay my bill on time. I have the resources to do it. So imagine who those people are who say, I love your new idea. I'm open to that. Yes, I'm a risk taker. Hey, let's collaborate. I'll get you what you need instead of challenging you. So you guys know through my process that this is or some of you who have known me from this Monday Morning Mastery know that this doesn't happen overnight. It's a progression. Your message changes over time. Websites and content are not static, and that's a beautiful thing. So you don't have to say, this is what it is, and now I'm stuck in this framework, and now if I'm going to change my message, I have to change my whole business. And that's the beauty of working online and creating new content. It's an evolution, and through working with certain kinds of clients, you say, oh, that's the one. Sometimes you learn by doing and say, that's my person, those are my people, and you learn to attract those people more and more.